You are a toy! You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear, you're an action figure! You are a child's plaything!
You are a sad, strange little man.
Everyone says Pixar is completely dead, that they lost their magic forever. This is completely false. In our last video, we covered their untouchable golden era. Pixar didn't fall off. We just moved the goalposts to the moon. Luca is an awesome movie, but it isn't Monsters, Inc. Turning Red is genuinely hilarious, but nothing will ever beat WALL-E in my eyes. We constantly judge new films against impossible ghosts, but what if none of this is an accident? What if Pixar planned this massive shift all along? What if they stopped writing for us on purpose? Today, we expose the real reason the stories changed. Oh, and on a quick personal note, my son recently found out I run a YouTube channel, and he wanted to do a character voice, so watch until the end, and you can hear my son's first try. For 20 years, the formula was beautifully simple. Every single hero needed a physical monster. Woody, for example, faced a sadistic kid. Flick went to war with a terrifying dictator, Giant Grasshopper. We knew exactly who to hate, and then Pixar quietly executed their most valuable asset. They completely murdered the bad guy. Pete Docter took control of the entire studio. He realized something deeply unsettling about modern audiences. A physical monster? It's simply not scary anymore. The real monsters are already inside our heads. So, The Invisible Enemy was born. Inside Out 2 just made $1 billion. The villain wasn't a monster. It was a literal clinical anxiety attack. But this psychological pivot made people furious. We actually saw this exact rage on our own channel. In the last video about Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, our comment section lost their minds. People were screaming about Lupita Nyong'o playing Helena Troy. They were furious about the lack of Greek armor. People violently hate when you change their childhood myths. Pixar faced this exact same brutal internet backlash. They stopped making simple good versus evil adventures, and they started animating specific, diverse, uncomfortable human experiences. And the internet? Well, at least at first, they completely turned on them. Armies of angry adults review-bombed the new movies. They called the modern era totally ruined. But all this loud internet drama was just a distraction. It completely hit a much darker, fatal weak point. Because while the internet was screaming in the comments, the Disney boardroom was planning a brutal betrayal. The real villain was not on the screen. It was sitting inside the Disney boardroom. In 2020, CEO Bob Chapek made a ruthless decision. He desperately needed to build the Disney Plus streaming service, and he needed a massive sacrifice to make it work. He looked at Pixar's legendary animation studio. He saw hundreds of brilliant artists bleeding for their craft. They were building $200 million masterpieces, films like Soul, Luca, and Turning Red. These movies were explicitly designed for massive theater screens, but Chapek did not care about cinematic art. He only cared about monthly subscriber metrics, so he weaponized Pixar's entire creative catalog. He dumped these premium movies straight onto the internet. He didn't even charge an extra fee for them. This is a brutal retail tactic called a loss leader. You give away a massive, expensive product for completely free. It temporarily stops angry parents from canceling their subscriptions. But this short-term greed completely destroyed Pixar's theatrical future. Disney accidentally trained the entire planet that Pixar movies are just cheap household utilities. Why pay $60 for a family movie night? You could just wait 30 days and watch it on the couch. The single corporate mandate crippled the animation studio. It totally shattered employee morale across the entire campus. Animators watched their beautiful work treated like disposable television. And when Pixar finally returned to physical movie theaters, the box office results were catastrophically bad. But the fans didn't blame the Disney boardroom. They blamed the new generation of storytellers. So the internet blamed the artists. Millennials grew up with the perfect photorealistic toys and bugs. We wanted massive external adventures. Instead, we got movies about puberty and panic attacks. Fans pointed at the new bouncy character designs. The internet immediately labeled the animation as lazy and cheap. Angry adults called it the dreaded bean mouth style. We asked why Pixar forgot how to make movies for us, but here's the hardest pill to swallow. They didn't forget. They just stopped writing for you. Pixar's no longer targeting 30-year-olds with nostalgia. They're explicitly writing for Gen Z and Gen Alpha. These kids are growing up in a highly volatile world. They do not want a sanitized traditional hero's journey. They actively seek out reflections of their own mental health. The animators? Yeah, unfortunately they knew exactly what they were doing. They actually had to invent entirely new 3D software in the process. They built it just to create those wild anime-style expressions. It wasn't lazy, it was actually a massive technical evolution, and it worked perfectly. The younger generation felt understood. While older fans were complaining on the internet, Gen Z was quietly preparing to break every box office record, which brings us to the biggest lie of this entire era. The haters say Pixar is completely dead. They point to Lightyear bombing at the box office, but the cold math tells us a different story. Elemental had the absolute worst opening weekend ever. The internet declared it a massive flop. But then an anomaly happened. The new target audience actually started showing up to the movie theaters. Gen Z told all their friends. The movie just simply refused to die while it was in theaters. And then, quietly, it made nearly $500 million. Then Inside Out 2 came out and completely shattered the earth. It generated $1.7 billion and became a historic record-breaking phenomenon. Even their bizarre 2026 movie Hoppers crushed it. It made hundreds of millions of dollars. And I watched that movie recently with my kids, one of the first movies I saw in theaters with my kids. And I thought it was great. Listen, Pixar survived the brutal streaming exile. They survived the vicious corporate sabotage. The animation studio isn't dead at all. They successfully evolved for the next generation. We just have to accept one hard truth. Our childhood is officially over. It's completely okay to miss the old Pixar. Those golden era movies literally raised us. They are safely locked away in history forever, and no one can ever take them away from us. But we can't expect the studio to stay frozen in time. They have a brand new job to do now. They're busy helping a new generation survive, and they're teaching kids how to process massive anxiety. They're showing them how to accept their messy minds. That's actually a beautiful thing. We just have to let the ghosts go. Now, I promised you guys something special at the start of this, so we're gonna close this out a little differently. Both my sons found out recently that I have a YouTube channel, and they were adamant that they wanted to do some voices for the end of this video. So I said, all right, fine. You guys can create your own characters and we will put them in the end of the video. I appreciate you all if you've been watching for the first 3-4 videos. Stay crispy. Take it away, buddy, number 1.
I'd like to introduce you to my little nephews, bro.
Hey there, my name's William. You can call me Gilliam. So, I am 5 years old. I like doing stuff, but mostly I just sit around. But I hope you did so good that I like it so much. Then, my uncle came, and I really, really like him. And he's so good he's buffer than you. Hey, my name's Charlie. And I think you'd like the things that I get. But, well, I have a snack for you. Do you want to eat them?